sorry. What do you mean the real reason Stephanie Andrew got denied housing wasn't some mysterious landlord conspiracy, but something they caused themselves? And she still turned around and blamed the landlord, like they personally woke up and chose violence? Because, besties, the update she finally posted, it was messy, it was defensive, and it raised more questions about her decisions and even her demeanor on camera. Here's the problem we're unpacking today. Stephanie says they were denied over a stupid little thing, but every single detail she revealed shows this was the result of long term choices she refused to fix. And the way she acted in this video sparked new concerns and conversations. Let's break down everything clearly, simply, and in order. Stephanie and Drew's children spent Thanksgiving in a one room motel. And let me say this the way it actually feels. A whole holiday in that same tiny room, again. And the heartbreaking, irritating, unbelievable part? It did not need to happen. Not even a little bit. If these two had made even one responsible decision this year, just one, those kids would be running around a living room right now instead of tiptoeing around luggage and microwaves. And Stephanie? Oh, she came into this video already irritated. Like she rolled out of bed, looked at the motel ceiling, and decided it was our fault somehow. She started yelling about wanting to be that bee with a warmed up bathroom. The kind where you can literally program the floor like you're living in a Pinterest board. She acted like the freezing bathroom was an attack on her personally, and by extension, an attack from the viewers who have absolutely nothing to do with her living situation. But let's be real. Heated floors don't fall from the sky like snowflakes. People work for those. People grind. People make sacrifices. People don't spend a whole year in chaos, ignore every adult responsibility, and then get mad when warm floors don't magically appear like they are on Amazon Prime. And even if she wanted warmth in that exact moment, a tiny space heater costs less than one of those fast food orders she proudly shows off. But instead of warming up the bathroom for the kids, she hit record because complaining to the internet is easier than fixing anything. Then, like clockwork, she hits us with a famous line: resilience builds character.
Be that bitch with the warmed up bathroom, you know, the one where you could just like program your floor in your shower. But no, that's okay. Resilience built every day. It's freezing in here.
And besties, I swear, if there wasn't a word for overusing one phrase to justify avoidable suffering, she'd win it every year. These kids have built enough character to supply a whole Disney movie. They don't need any more resilience. They need stability. They need rooms. They need routine. But Stephanie keeps choosing filming over fixing, content over change, chaos over progress.
Why do you not care about the safety of your kids? You doxed their school, you gave your 10-year-old your meow meow juice on camera, and now you've made a second account of you and your kids inappropriately dancing for the internet. This bitch has wanted to become a family vlogger for so long. It should be so apparent that she will stop at nothing. She wants to exploit her children. She wants to, for money. What do you people not see about this? And now she's got a separate account of her lifting her shirt up, turning around, shaking her ass, and having her 10-year-old daughter turn around and do the same next to her. After the cursed eye video, we should all be pretty much on the same page that she is one. She is one too. She refuses to do anything. She's at bare minimum a sympathizer and a supplier who refuses to do anything and help supply. We know this. And she'll sit there and put her kids on a silver platter for the you-know-who's because she doesn't care. She is one. What are you people not seeing? Like, this is the most blatant, evidence, obvious, whatever. Like, she really did that. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but they can take one picture of your kid's face and or body or whatever, and they can make an entire video of themselves and your child using AI to do whatever they want to your child with AI. Get your kids off the fucking internet, please. They do not belong on TikTok. They do not belong on YouTube. They do not belong on social media. Your kids don't belong anywhere where random fucking strangers can take those pictures and do whatever they want with them. You have given people so much information about your kids, where you are, where you live, where they go to school, their names, their ages, their grades, everything about them. We know way too much about your kids, and here you are serving them up to the people doing exactly what they want you to do. Why? Because you're one of them. I don't want to see anybody fucking stand up for this bitch, ever. Like, she's a... You know what? Why is anyone supporting this? She has shown her ass so many times. This is who she is. She's disgusting. Get her off the fucking platform. Deplatform this bitch. Why is she monetized? Why? Because you know she's going to rack that account up to 10K full of you-know-who's because they're going to click on it and they're going to follow. And she's going to exploit the fuck out of those kids on that channel. Get this bitch off the internet.
Yes, she cooks for her kids. That's the bare minimum. But beyond that, she records their struggles. She posts the hardest parts of their lives. She immortalizes their lowest moments for strangers on the internet. That is the routine. That is the pattern. And that is the part that never seems to change. Now let's walk through the housing situation exactly how she told it, because every detail matters. And honestly, the way she said it had me blinking at the screen like I missed a chapter. So let's slow it all the way down. Stephanie explained that they had been denied the house, and the way she delivered that information, she sounded annoyed, offended, and low key ready to fight air. She said the reason was a stupid little thing. And Bessie, when someone calls something stupid before explaining it, you already know it's about to be something very much not stupid.
I literally just ordered washcloths and like a couple new towels, cleaning rags, because since we got in this fucking motel, and y'all have noticed, I'm sure, everything's been mixed, and I can't stand it any fucking more. I can't. I want to wash my face with a washcloth that ain't been on the ground. To wash the ground, like, come on now. So anyways, and in light of us being denied again for some stupid little gritty thing, like honestly y'all, this is the thing, the place that we were just about to get approved for, they didn't want more than 3 marks on our credit. I had 3, Drew has 2, so together we had 5, which is why we didn't qualify.
And then she said the landlord didn't want more than 3 marks on someone's credit report. Like this was some wild, unreasonable, unheard of requirement invented just to spite us specifically. But here's what she accidentally revealed. Stephanie has 3 marks. Drew has 2 marks. Together, 5 marks. 5, not 3. Not 4, 5. More marks than a toddler's test paper. That's why they were denied. So even she looked at the landlord confused, like she was waiting for the landlord to suddenly go, "Oh, you have a bad credit? Never mind. Come on in." But no, that's not how adult life works. Then she doubled down and said their combined debt was less than 10K, as if that alone should have opened the gates of housing heaven. She said in the same tone people use when they say, "It's just 2 calories." Meanwhile, the real issue isn't the calories, it's the entire lifestyle behind it.
But I was like looking at them, I'm like, bro, these inquiries on our freaking credit and what we do have on them combined is less than 10 grand, and you're still like not doing what? Anyways, a little morning rondo while I wash my face with a fucking t-shirt. That's why I literally just bought some washcloths, because fuck this, bro. Fuck that. Anyways. Right now.
This is where viewers paused and collectively said, "Be so for real," because they aren't married. They could apply separately. But if both adults are going to live in the home, both have to be reviewed. That is standard. That is normal. That is everywhere. And here's the part Stephanie truly did not understand. Credit marks are not about how much you owe. Credit marks are about how well you pay. Someone can owe $80,000 and get approved because they have never missed a payment. Someone can owe $2,000 and get denied because they have missed every payment since the Obama administration. It's about trust, not debt. So when Stephanie proudly said, "We owe less than 10K," what she was really telling us was, "We don't pay our debts consistently on time." And the landlord saw that and said, "No, thank you." Then came the deposit situation. Apparently, the landlord requested a bigger deposit, which is common when credit is shaky, and they couldn't pay it. That is another huge red flag for income stability. And instead of going, "Okay, maybe we need to work on this," she blamed the landlord. She acted like they were being targeted. She acted like the landlord was supposed to ignore years of missed payments unstable income, and financial chaos just because she felt entitled to a home. Let's be clear, landlords are not running charities. They are not handing out rental homes like Oprah handing out cars. They want tenants who pay on time, especially the ones asking for second chances. Now, here's the part that made people sit up. If that debt was so little, if 10K was nothing, if she makes more than anyone, like she has bragged before, why has she not paid it off? Why have her kids been in a motel for a year while she buys gadgets, appliances, and personal items with no hesitation? You mean to tell me she can drop money on air fryers and takeout every week, but she can't put $50 aside to start fixing her credit? The math is not mathing. She and you have been in that motel for almost a year. That is 12 months of opportunities too. Save money, pay down debt, negotiate settlements, lower credit marks, build a deposit, find trailers, apply for private rentals. But instead, they applied for one house, got rejected once, and Stephanie said, well, guess we live here together. One denial, one, and she folded like a lawn chair. Meanwhile, mothers with worse credit, less money, and harder lives are out here applying everywhere, calling everyone, taking every option, throwing everything at the wall because their kids need homes. But Stephanie, she stops at the first bump in the road and calls it destiny. She didn't fix her credit. She didn't save for a bigger deposit. She cut off the family members who could have co signed. She refused to get a job. She turned down trailer housing. She turned down private rentals. She turned down anything that required effort or sacrifice. So, honestly, how is anyone supposed to help her if she refuses to help herself? And this is the exact moment the story flips. Drew alone would have qualified. And let me tell you, the part that made everyone sit up straight. Drew, the quiet one, the calm one, the one who actually clocked in at a real job, had only 2 marks on his credit. 2. The man could have walked into that leasing office with confidence, signed his name, and walked out with the key. He had the job, the pay stubs, the income, the stability, the bare minimum of what an actual adult needs to secure a home. But because they applied together, and because Stephanie absolutely refused to be left off the list, even though they aren't married, even though she knew her credit was an active crime scene, she dragged the entire application down like an anchor tied to a sinking ship. Viewers didn't even have to squint to see the problem. The math was simple. Her decisions weren't just affecting her, they were pulling everyone under. And when you compare their life before they got together to the circus act happening now, it's almost poetic in the saddest way. Before they were together, Drew had a stable home. Stephanie had a stable life with her mother. The kids had stable housing. Now, one room motel. Holiday mornings spent trying not to bump into the microwave. A credit report that looks like a warning label. And every single door they knock on slams shut before they even finish the application. People are genuinely saying you should leave with the kids because together they're not climbing, they're not growing, they are not building, they are drowning. And Stephanie is doing the breaststroke while holding a camera. So where we are now is they were denied because of their credit marks, their payment history, their income issues, and their inability to meet a deposit requirement. Not because the landlord didn't like them. The landlord didn't wake up and choose pettiness. The numbers chose for him. So what does everything point to? Here are the 3 theories viewers have. They genuinely seem to believe that debt amount equals credit worthiness. If you say the number out loud with enough confidence, the landlord will melt like cheese on a hot pan. Let me break it down the way we see it. Stephanie keeps repeating, it's less than 10K. The way someone tries to convince themselves a diet soda cancels out a whole cheesecake. She talked about those marks like they were optional stickers on a school notebook, not actual indicators of missed payments. And the wildest part? She connected credit marks to the amount they were owed, not the behavior behind it. Bestie, credit marks are like karma. They don't care about the number, They care about what you did. You could owe 80K and get approved if you pay everything on time. You could owe $800 and get denied if you keep ghosting your bills like they are an ex. And the fact that she didn't understand that both adults get reviewed if they plan to live together, that tells you everything. She genuinely thought the landlord could pick and choose like a buffet line. What would disprove this? If they showed proof of consistent on time payments, which, based on the 5 marks, feels unlikely. Financial irresponsibility dressed up as victimhood, like putting glitter on a cracked mirror and pretending it's a chandelier. Let's talk about the evidence. And there is plenty. She buys things for herself without a blink. She has never prioritized fixing her credit. She hasn't saved a deposit after a whole year in a motel. She claims 10K is nothing, yet refuses to pay it. A full 12 months passed, and not one strategic move was made. It's giving, I don't want to be responsible, but I want responsible personal results. It's giving, I want the house, not the discipline that gets the house. It's giving, put it on the universe tab. Because if 10K was so small, it would have been paid off by now. The kids would be in a home, the deposit would have been saved. But priorities? They're doing gymnastics. What would disprove it? Receipts showing consistent debt payoff, which we have never seen. The struggle itself is the storyline. The chaos is the static. The motel is the backdrop for the vlog arc. Because let's be honest, every hard moment becomes content. Every setback becomes a video. Every inconvenience becomes a post. She films it all. The tears, the toaster, the towels, the drama. Her caption literally begged viewers to engage so she can give the kids a better Christmas. Bestie, that's not a strategy. That's emotional GoFundMe energy. And she openly said she's doing more in the moment vlogs for revenue. Translation: the motel is profitable. The chaos performs. And as long as the motel life brings in views, even if those views come from concern, confusion, or secondhand embarrassment, what's the motivation to leave? What would disapprove it? If she stopped filming hardship and actually focused on finding housing. Okay, big picture. What does this mean now? Right now, the kids are still in the motel. There is no confirmed new home. They received one denial, and instead of trying again, Stephanie spiraled. Best case scenario, they pay off the lowest credit marks, show receipts, qualify for homes with a 3 mark limit, apply for trailers, or get private rentals. Worst case scenario, nothing changes. More complaining, more chaos, more content, no progress. So, plain English, their housing outcome depends on whether Stephanie takes action for the first time in a long time. Now, we need to talk about her behavior in this video because this part had the comment section on fire. Several viewers claimed Stephanie's energy seemed off. These are viewer observations, not confirmed facts. They said her eyes were rolling uncontrollably. She looked hyperactive. Her energy shifted dramatically between sentences. She switched accents almost 10 times in one video. She made a strange smirk at the. Some viewers speculated she had taken a long puff of something before hitting record. But again, this is speculation, not confirmed evidence. Still, the concern was there. Then came the part that made people physically recoil. Stephanie said she ordered new washcloths, new towels, new cleaning bags because everything had been mixed up in the motel. This set off alarms because she once said they used washcloths instead of toilet paper when tissue was expensive. Each person had one washcloth for a week. Now she was saying those same washcloths were mixed up with cleaning rags used around the motel. She even said she wanted a washcloth that hadn't been on the ground, meaning some of them were on the ground. Then, after planting that mental image, she wiped her face with a dirty t shirt. And if that wasn't enough, she showed the breakfast she was making for the kids in a toaster that was dirty and stained. The visual was honestly shocking. After all of that, She posted a caption saying, "Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing great. I am really trying to start doing more of these just in the moment type of vlogs and just push content out to potentially give my kids an even better Christmas. If you support, please engage. Happy holidays." The problem? She always has money for herself, gadgets, appliances, takeaway food. But when it's time to give the kids a better Christmas, suddenly the public must fund it. She wants the benefits of storytelling without giving quality or safeguarding her kids. She uses their struggles as emotional bait for engagement instead of actually improving their situation. Bottom line, Stephanie Andrew didn't lose the house because of a landlord. They lost it because of unpaid debts, late payments, mixed credit marks, unstable income, and lack of effort. My verdict: this was preventable, entirely preventable. She needs to stop pointing fingers at everyone else and finally take action, real action, for the sake of her kids. What do you think? Is this a wake up call for her, another cycle, or part of a pattern she doesn't want to break? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe for the follow ups.